Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the surface area of a sphere. So the equation for the surface area of a sphere is that surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared, where r is the radius and pi is an irrational number that is approximately equal to 3.14. Today, I'll be using 3.14 as pi. However, if your school prefers to use just the exact answer and not round at all, or if your school prefers for you to use the pi button, feel free to do that as well. All right, so this first example says, find the surface area of the sphere. So as we learned before, the surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. In this case, r, the radius, means the distance from the center of the circle, or center of the sphere in this case, because it's a three-dimensional circle essentially, it's a ball. The distance from the center of this ball to one of the edges of the ball. And so that means that the surface area is equal to 4 times pi times 3 squared. Now, 3 squared, I recall that just means 3 times 3, because a little 2 on top, that exponent, means we should multiply 3 to itself 2 times. So 3 times 3 gives us 9. And then 4 times 9 is 36. So the final exact answer would be 36 pi square centimeters. Now, let's say that they would like an approximate answer. There's two different ways we can do it that I'm going to show here today. The first one is we can use 3.14 for pi. So to get that approximate answer, we would do 36 times 3.14 and hit equals. If we do that, we'll get 113.04 square centimeters. Now let's say that your school prefers you to use the pi button on your calculator instead of just typing 3.14. If you do that, you'll get 36 times the pi button, hit equals. Then you'll get 113.097 and then some other things, but I'm just rounding off there at that point. And so it'll be a slightly larger answer, and actually I will say slightly more accurate answer if you do use the pi button, but I did want to show both ways because different schools prefer different things. So whichever one of these three final answers your school prefers, whether they prefer the exact answer, or the second one, which is multiplying by 3.14, or the third one, which is using the pi button, there's all of them right there. All right, let's move on to this second example. Find the surface area of the sphere. So once again, surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared, where r is the radius. Now in this case, notice that this distance here from one side to the other is the full diameter because it goes the full way across. The radius is just half of that. The radius is only halfway across from the center to the edge, which is only 14 meters, or half of 28. Diameter is equal to 28, so radius is diameter divided by 2, which is 28 divided by 2, which is 14. So therefore, the surface area is equal to 4 times pi times 14 squared. Now 14 squared is 14 times 14, which is 196. Now 196 times 4 is equal to 784. So the surface area is 784 times pi square meters. Now, if they ask for you for the exact answer and to not round, then you're done here. That's your answer and you're good to go. If your school prefers you to use 3.14 for pi, then that means that your surface area would be 784 times 3.14, which that gives me 2,461.76 square meters for that approximation. If your school prefers you to use the pi button, you can type in 784 times pi, and that will give you very similar. It'll give you 2,463 square meters approximately. So the reason that those are slightly different answers is because in both times we are rounding, and so we're going to get something numbers slightly different, but very very similar because of that rounding error. I will say that this answer using the pi button does give you a slightly more accurate answer than just using 3.14. But again, different schools want different things, and so whatever it is that your school would like you to do, that's what you should go for. All right, well, as always, if there's any questions, feel free to leave those in the comment section, and we'll see you for the next one.